This morning, President Trump trying to put the Jeffrey Epstein firestorm behind him, but admits his administration's attempt to unseal the grand jury records related to the convicted sex offender may not be enough. Trump writing on social media, even if the court gave its full and unwavering approval, nothing will be good enough for the troublemakers and radical left lunatics making the request. It will always be more, but the pressure to do more coming from both parties.
Release the Epstein files. Release the Epstein files. Release the files.
Releasing the grand jury transcripts could be a long process and would not fulfill his team's campaign promises to release the full FBI files on Epstein, as some Republican and Democratic lawmakers are pushing for.
The public is not clamoring for the release of a redacted version of the grand jury transcripts. They're calling for the release of the entire file.
Epstein died by suicide in jail in 2019, shortly after his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and sexual abuse. Many of Trump's allies, including his FBI director Kash Patel and his deputy Dan Bongino, pushed Epstein conspiracies for years.
I don't trust any story they tell me about Jeffrey Epstein. There is a reason this client list is hidden.
Earlier this year, Attorney General Pam Bondi said she had that list. Then just weeks ago, the Justice Department and FBI said the list did not exist and that they would not release any more information about Epstein, sparking outrage from the president's base. Trump gave the order to his Justice Department to release the grand jury transcripts just hours after the Wall Street Journal reported on a letter Trump allegedly sent Epstein for his birthday in 2003. ABC News has not confirmed the existence of the letter. Trump is now filing a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the newspaper, including its conservative owner, Rupert Murdoch. In the lawsuit, Trump alleges the Journal falsely claimed that he authored, drew, and signed a letter to Epstein containing salacious language within a hand-drawn naked woman, which was signed with a heavy marker, and that no authentic letter or drawing exists. Dow Jones, the parent company of the Wall Street Journal, says they're standing by their reporting. But it's likely going to be a while before the public sees any new information on this case. Grand jury testimonies are highly protected, and releasing them requires approval from a federal judge. But guys, calls are growing from both parties for more transparency. Whit.
Yes, we are seeing that. Selena Wang for us. Thank you. Let's bring in our chief global affairs anchor, Martha Raddatz, who will be hosting This Week later on this morning. Martha, good morning to you. Always great to see you. So let's start there. What are the stakes here for President Trump as he faces this growing anger in his own MAGA base over the Epstein files?
Well, Whit, this is dominating social media, the airwaves, and truly rattling his base. And that is not what the president wants right now. He wants to be touting his successes at this 6-month mark of his presidency and taking aim at the very people who put him in office, calling them weaklings and past supporters is likely not helpful either. And of course, he has defaulted to one of his favorite defensive moves, calling the Epstein matter a hoax. That is not what those supporters demanding to see the files believe. And to that, add to that his past relationship with Epstein. Even though the president says they had a major falling out many years ago, this whole thing puts President Trump in a very uncomfortable situation. Whit.
Yeah, definitely something to watch closely in the days and weeks ahead. I do want to turn now to immigration, because you sat down with Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles. What is she saying about how the deportation crackdown is impacting the nation's second biggest city?
Well, Mayor Bass is really fired up and angry about what's happening in her city. We walked around a heavily Hispanic neighborhood with her. There was like a ghost town because of the fear people are living under. And while she's happy to see that half of the National Guard has been sent home, there are several thousand more in her city. She firmly believes that the LAPD can handle any protests that occur in the city. Whit.